What's it gonna be? Hi, bitches!
Wow. Just keeping with the theme.
And someone's watching these back to back.
Like in a playlist. That would be fucking funny. Oh, midnight gaming. Hi, bitches! Like, whoa.
Don't be afraid to bring that up, okay?
Is it weird that I read burn things up? Don't be afraid to burn down this school if it feels appropriate.
Fire.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Stick out butt now. Ah ha ha ha.
All you had to do was laugh in a normal voice. That's better.
Ho ho ho. Don't worry, Gerdo.
Apparently Monica's Santa Claus.
We're all a little embarrassed today, you know?
No, I don't.
But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
I hope so. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Gerdo. It was going ooh in my head while reading it. It really is metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep.
Deep.
Hashtag deep. I guess I underestimated you. Yeah, bitch.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort.
Ahaha. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyways. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right?
No, what are you talking about?
Writing that full of imagery and symbolism.
No.
Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. Oh my god, I can't speak. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel. We're letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure
I'm nowhere near her level yet.
Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. You do you, boo! Oh, come on, you do you!
Oh.
Just keep exploring and learning learn by trying new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different
I'm
things
a new thing! Oh my.
It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ah ha ha ha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel like that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in the wall. Fly on the wall. Hole on the wall. It couldn't have been me. See? The direction, the sparkle, protrudes, a noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue.
You want to fucking pace it out a bit?
No! I can't see. Oh my. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. My retinas! Already scorched.
I can't see without my glasses.
Already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image.
Jesus Christ.
It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. Oh my. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. I'm confused.
I have a lot of questions.
I don't understand. So, what do you think?
What do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
Ah ha ha ha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if you know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming out on strongly. Oh my. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day.
Good advice.
That's actually pretty good advice. Thanks for listening to the Monica Podcast. Yuri!
Let's get fucked.
Yuri time. Hello. What's up with you as Yuri reads the poem? I noticed her eyes lighten.
Thanks for taking that, because I had to yawn.
Yeah, I know. Exceptional.
Just imagine her, like, climbing off a penis. Just exceptional. What was that?
I didn't say anything. Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, you did.
Bitch.
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's gonna hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Oh my god, her face right now. Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experiences do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I wasn't able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor tonally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki.
Me, no.
Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
Ghosts under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air. of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Flicker.
Is a ghost.
That look. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you so a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Gerto.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture.
What else do they do, Sarah? We'll find out on the next episode.
I'm so excited.
Are you, though?
I'm like wet myself with excitement.
What the fuck?
Bye!